What's up, everybody? You've reached Sam Shady Sports once again. I'm bringing everybody here to talk about the fact that Nathaniel Hackett, out of left field, is about to be hired as Denver's fifth head coach under uh, Executive Vice President John Elway. Um, this hit me um, as quite a bit of a surprise. I thought he had been ruled out as one of the finalists, although I like the hire. I think he is honestly the best candidate that was on their list, and he gives him the best chance to go get Aaron Rodgers, which I believe is their number one plan this offseason. Bringing in Hackett is a nice change of pace because we were on track to hire Dan Quinn, which would have been the third defensive head coach in John Elway's tenure in a row. And neither of the last two panned out very well. The last offensive head coach we had was Gary Kubiak, and I don't think anybody was mistaking Gary Kubiak for a wonderkind offensive mind at that stage in his career. He had been around, he had been a head coach, he had been fired before. Nathaniel Hackett is none of those. In fact, Nathaniel Hackett is fairly young at only 42 years old. He has spent most of his career on the offensive side of the ball as an offensive coordinator, and that's what's garnered him attention over the last 3 years with the Packers. However, he's been an offensive coordinator and/or passing game coordinator since 2010 with Syracuse. He started out as a passing game coordinator, also coaching quarterbacks and tight ends in 2010 under Doug Marrone in Syracuse, and then was immediately promoted to offensive coordinator and continued to coach quarterbacks and tight ends in 2011 to 2012. In 2013, when Doug Marrone accepted the position to be the Buffalo Bills head coach, Hackett followed him as his offensive coordinator in Buffalo. When Doug Marrone ultimately thought that would be a good idea to move on and opt out of his contract with Buffalo when an ownership change took place, Nathaniel Hackett followed him to Jacksonville, this time as his quarterback coach because Marrone, ironically, did not find another head coaching position, which he thought he would. However, this situation did not last very long. I think it was only 1 or 2 years before Marrone ended up taking over as the head coach in Jacksonville, so he wasn't far off base when he thought he would earn another head spot. Hackett was once again promoted to offensive coordinator and actually helped lead a first place finish in the AFC South and a 2-1 record in the playoffs, including an appearance in the AFC Championship game in, I think it was like 2018. They lost to the Patriots, still led by Tom Brady at the time, and ultimately everything went downhill in Jacksonville after that. Following the dismissal of Doug Marrone, Nathaniel Hackett was able to latch on with Matt LaFleur in Green Bay, a move that seemed kind of odd given that they had no prior connection. Maybe Hackett just aced the interview. Whatever it was, he earned the job. And since then, he has produced 3 straight 10-plus win seasons with Aaron Rodgers at the helm. He has developed a very strong relationship with his quarterback over the past 3 seasons, so much so that there is speculation that Aaron Rodgers will not return to the Packers if Hackett is gone, which I believe is exactly why Denver decided to make this move. Maybe they let it slip that they were trying to hire Dan Quinn, and they got wind that that would not be the preferred candidate for Rodgers. Maybe Rodgers has nothing to do with this. However, I have a hard time believing that at this point. I honestly think that the move to hire Hackett does increase their chances to go get Aaron Rodgers, and I think Paton did this in a calculated manner. I'm not saying that he necessarily only hired Hackett because of his ability to go get Rodgers, but I think he's hiring Hackett knowing full well that his intent is to go get Rodgers now. Hackett is the type of guy who will come in, bring in a new offensive scheme that Denver's not used to, and will love to run. He'll get the most out of Javonte Williams, regardless of if Melvin Gordon is back to team up with him or not. And I honestly think we'll see improvements out of Jerry Jeudy, Tim Patrick, Cortland Sutton, and Noah Fant under his guidance. Hackett is one of those guys that, as I said before, has coached tight ends. So Noah Fant stands to improve under him directly, which is one thing that Denver should have been looking for in a head coach, whether they thought about that in the back of their minds or not. Another aspect of this hire is the fact that Luke Getsy, another guy we interviewed, the quarterback coach for Green Bay, might be a potential hire as the offensive coordinator. And there is a potential that that is why we interviewed him to begin with, to see if that was somebody that could potentially come in, bring that Green Bay system, and also bring another familiar coach to Aaron Rodgers. Maybe their plan is truly to bring Aaron Rodgers and Davante Adams to Denver in 2022. It might require a lot of money and draft picks to get it done, but we've seen this method of thinking succeed in Denver before with Peyton Manning. That's the reason that John Elway is still in the position that he's in. It's the reason that through 4 head coaches, he's still able to choose his 5th. And it's a reason why Denver fans aren't completely against the idea of him potentially being a part of the ownership group, and a very hands-on owner at that. Honestly, this is best case scenario for Denver. I would love to hear what you guys think. Go ahead, like, subscribe, comment below, and let me know your thoughts, feelings on this move. Does this have to do with Aaron Rodgers? Does it not have to do with Aaron Rodgers? Do they simply believe in him as an offensive mind? Do they think that he could potentially develop a young quarterback should it come to that? Or are we looking to go back to a veteran mind in 2022 and hopefully get a quick turnaround from what we've seen the past 3 years? That's all I've got today. Once again, remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll holler at you guys tomorrow.